Hi all, this is a quick video to show you how to get up and running on RapidTrader. So the first thing you're going to have to do when you load the tool is go through the licensing process. You'll see everything's disabled when you start up. So to the licensing, you just click File, Licensing, and you'll see this licensing window. The licenses are actually on the Jigsaw Trading member site. You can see the license keys here. That's the old licensing system for the plugin product. The new licensing system just says licenses. What we need to do, if we want to see the whole license, we just have to click open there. So let me just take the first live trade license, put that in there, and the lifetime license, put that in there. Okay, and just activate those. Oops, looks like I've got to put the live trade license in again. And you can see for the live trade license, you can also see the expiry date and time on there. Now what you can actually do on here is you can actually deactivate a license. So if you want to move to a different PC, there's no need to give us a call anymore and ask us to move your license. You can just do that yourself. Next thing you need to do is set up connections. Fairly easy to set up a connection. Just click new and then select the connection type. I'll just show you one of my connections. So there's a CQG connection. Rhythmic connection. You can actually select different server types with Rhythmics, fairly straightforward, all in the manual, and an IQ feed connection. What I'll do is just connect now. Okay, once you've actually made a connection, just bear in mind that there are actually no instruments in the system at this point. So all you have to do is just come here and download instruments. And what you can do is you can say which exchanges you need, and we will expand the list of exchanges as we go on, obviously. Whether you want futures and exchange traded spreads, which is the latest expiry date. Obviously you don't need all instruments out to 2030. 6 months out is probably more than enough. Let's just go to January and then click download, and it will download the instruments. Now you have to do that download for each data feed, because CQG symbols, IQ feed symbols, rhythmic symbols are all different. They're not different as far as Jigsaw is concerned. So from Jigsaw's perspective, we call all the symbols the same thing, but we obviously need to get the provider symbols down into our database. So I'll just leave that running. Next thing we can do, we can set up strategies. We've got very simple strategies right now, just one level of strategy. Allows you to define a stop type. Let's find one with a volume stop. You can actually use a volume stop. We'll explain what that does in a minute. So you just put a basic stop and target. The alert window is for alerts generated from the tool, so you can actually see summary tape, recon tape alerts in there. Session manager allows you to define the open and close times for instruments, and again we've got some sessions there already defined. As we go on, certainly you can provide sessions for us or just stored in files on your PC. So we've just got the basic session set up already. Workspace management. We can create a new workspace. I'll just call it Pete. And what we can see, we've got two workspaces. The checkbox here tells us if that workspace is visible. So you can have multiple workspaces visible at the same time. And we can also set as active workspace. So if I set as active workspace, you'll see it's now bold. Let's just set Pete as active. But I've also got options. This tells us whether I'm going to save workspaces when we exit automatically. If not, it will prompt you to do so. And then we can have skins for the product, which just kind of basically changes the appearance of the product as you'd expect. Okay, that's kind of my favorite. Tools here. You've got the ability to clean expired symbols, which basically means that if you've got symbols, that have now gone past expiry, click that, it'll clean them out, and so you won't see them in the symbol window anymore. The error window is what pops up and shows you the errors. You can keep that open all the time, and it will actually just list the errors. As you get more errors coming in, it will just list them. You can clear the errors out, and subscription monitor will show in a second. The user guide is on a web page, so it's on rapidtrader.jigsawtrading.com. So to run a tool, I've got depth and sales, recon tape, summary tape. Click depth and sales. You can see it's giving me a connection. I can decide which connection to use for the data. So I'm going to use CQG for demo for data. I can also use a different account. So this TS Jigsaw is a CQG account, but this is a Rhythmic account. So it will map the instruments automatically. So I can look at data from CQG, but trade Rhythmic if that's what I wanted to do. Type in a symbol. We use the standard symbols from the exchange. We use the full 2 characters for the year though, so it's not ESU6, it's ESU16. It doesn't matter what symbol the provider uses. I know on CQG it's EPU16, but we stick with what the exchange uses. Okay, and there's our depth and sales. Now we don't have Auction Vista in here. This is a slightly older version of depth and sales, mostly because we're in alpha, and basically we want to get the basic functionality right before we move that across. So it's pretty much the same as you used to. Probably the biggest change is in the new orders type stop volume. So if we look at what a volume stop is, put a stop volume there. I've got one stop volume, volume 200. What that means is if that level becomes the inside offer and the offers go below 200, then I'm going to get a fill. So let's just change that to 40 because 200 is a bit high for this market, and let's move that to here. So what's going to happen now, as long as this offer is above 40 contracts, I'm not going to get a fill. As soon as it goes below 40, I'll get a fill. But apart from that, basically everything's the same. So basically, you go through the licensing process first. After you go through the licensing process, set up your connections. Once you set up connections, download your instruments. Okay, and you can see we've got a fill there on our volume stop. Just flatten that. What we can also do, we can also select a strategy and just basically, and we can see we've got automatic exit orders on there. So basically, very simple system. Same thing for reconstructed tape. You can see the account window's not allowed there. ESU16, and there's my recon tape. And I've got the power meters, so just wait for a trade to come in. Okay, so there we see some trades coming in. So basically that's all for the RapidTrader Alpha. What I'll do now is I'll send out some emails, give you the chance to join the alpha test. Remember, it is an alpha test, not a beta test. So the purpose of the alpha test really, make sure you can install it, make sure you can get connected. It's not really for trading live accounts, it's not really production software, but we don't expect to be in the alpha test phase for very long. We expect probably 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, thanks in advance for those of you it will help. Thank you. Bye.